Can property investment really be a side hustle or a good side hustle? In this video, I'm going to look at 4 different potential property side hustles and which one might actually work for you. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm Fleming, property economist. I'm also a property consultant with over 20 years experience, and this channel kind of focuses on helping explain the real estate market. So consider subscribing and check out more of the videos and also links in the description. I get this question all the time. I've built a good career, I've saved a bit of money. Should I put it into property, and should I become a property investor? These are smart people, business owners, professionals, even content creators. But the answer isn't always the same for everyone. Over the past 2 years, I've had dozens of calls with people with 6-figure incomes and sometimes 7-figure savings, asking, should I diversify into property? And I get it, I totally get it. Property feels safe, it's tangible, it's not crypto, it's not stock, it's something you can touch, and rent is easy to understand. But I always start with the question, why? Why do you want to invest in real estate? And why do you want to become a landlord? What are you really looking for? The answers I get are different, and the advice also depends on the answer. But generally, I get 3 types of answers, and they break down into 3 main groups. 1, I want to diversify into something long-term for my pension. 2, I want to replace my current income and retire early and create a passive income. And 3, I want a good return, but a hands-off investment. The response out of these 3 that I get most worried about is replacing my current income and retiring quickly. Diversification is a wise decision if you're looking at the long term. Hands-off investments are possible, but you have to be mindful of the limited returns if you're not willing to take on too much risk. But replacing your current income in the short term with no property experience always concerns me. This generally stems from content from the US or the UK around no money down, rent to rent, wholesaling, HMOs, people who are just looking to dip their toe into the industry. There was one guy who reached out to me, a YouTuber. He was doing really well. He had huge traction. He reached out to me and he wanted to know what his options were in terms of getting into property, and I gave him the breakdown, and I asked him a few whys and what he was really looking for. A few weeks later, he sent me an email saying, if I put 100k into this property, I might make around €300 every month after taxes and all the stress. But if I invest 100k into my own content business, I could 5x that in the next year. And honestly, he was right. He made a great decision. He had a better potential return opportunity in front of him. And looking back now, a year or so later, he's probably 10x that, not 5x that. And that investment has paid off by investing in himself. This is an extreme example, but the vast majority of people I speak to are not ready to become landlords, and they generally have better alternatives to create more wealth in front of them than getting involved in real estate. I've seen very experienced real estate investors lose millions, and I know how hard my clients work to manage their portfolios, and it's not for the faint-hearted. And my successful clients work full-time at this, and their business is property. So can you really make this work if it's just a side hustle? I want to look at the numbers in more detail. So let's look at the numbers for some different potential side hustle opportunities. First, just a simple buy to let long-term rental. Let's break it down. If you buy a small rental unit for, let's say, 300k, you need about 100k up front for your deposit, your stamp duty, and all your legal costs. You rent it out for, let's say, $2,000 a month. After your interest payments and mortgage payments, your outlay is probably about $1,900 per month. And then you also have to add in property management fees, insurance, repairs, tax, letting fees, and everything else that goes along with actually owning and holding a property. So you might clear €1,000 profit at the end of the year if you're lucky. In some cases, you might actually be subsidizing the rental market. On a 6-figure investment, this is not a great return. And this is before you spend time dealing with tenant issues, rent reviews, or any regulatory headaches that you might face. So this is taking on a lot of risk and putting in a lot of effort for a very modest return. So unless house prices actually go up, all your work and hustle is just meaningless unless you get the right market cycle at the right time. And most of your returns will come from the timing the market right and the rent just paying down the mortgage. So it's not really that much of a hustle. And here's the thing, most part-time investors only really make good money when they catch the market at the right cycle. The rent covers your costs, but the profit comes from when the prices go up. And this is why many landlords are actually selling out now, because their margins are being squeezed, regulations are being tightened on them, and they're no longer riding this wave anymore. The straight buy to let investment is really good for the long-term investor who times the market well. The market does most of the work in this scenario, so the returns are low and you won't replace your income anytime soon. Option number 2, then you have the buy to flip refurb method, or the BRRRR method, which is buy, refurb, rent and refinance and repeat. The refinance part is not always the easiest. Generally, banks won't let you leverage that much in terms of how the market works in Ireland, so the repeating element is quite difficult. But from a side hustle, you really need to know what you're doing. Back in 2022-23, I was involved in a study of 30 refurb projects around Ireland. Only 6 of the 30 turned a profit. The 6 that did turn a profit were managed by experienced property professionals that were able to tap into their network and also tap into government grants. The other 20 plus projects were valued less than the total cost of buying the house and all the refurbishment costs by the end of the project. Meaning the vast majority of refurbs were not resulting in good returns. So you need to know what you're doing, and you also need to know that you're bringing a lot of experience and value to a project to make it actually feasible. To make the buy and flip strategy actually work, you need a combination of factors to work. You need to buy the property at a discounted price. And I don't mean by buying the property less than the asking price or less than the market price. I mean, you need to know how you can add 20% value to the property quickly and easily. You yourself are adding the value with your skills or your knowledge. I've seen solicitors buy properties with legal issues that they can fix, designers buy properties that need facelifts, contractors that can do the work themselves, property experts who can draw on their own network. But you need to be able to see where you can add the value that the market can't. You are adding the value that the market can't, and that's the important factor when you are looking at buy to flip hustles or side hustles. Construction costs are also really high at the moment, which makes it even harder to get these projects to stack up. So you have to be careful to make sure you're getting your numbers right. And if you do manage to get all of this to stack up, you have to think where you're going to get your funding from. If the project costs are over 500k, you might have some funding options out there in the market, but they are very limited. And the funding options for smaller projects below 500k are even more limited. So you end up having to draw on equity partners. So you'll end up spending half your time trying to raise money. And this is not a part-time job. You need to be fully committed. Otherwise, the funders just won't back you. The third and fourth option, I'm going to combine them into one for the sake of this video. And I'm combining 2 commonly talked about side hustles together. Rent to rent and wholesaling or deal sourcing, depending on what country you're in. These can be profitable property hustles and they can create an income, but you are creating a job for yourself. It's not a property investment. There's nothing really passive about it, rent to rent or deal sourcing. It's more of a job. You don't own anything, you don't own any assets, you can't benefit from the leverage or you can't benefit from capital growth. Neither rent to rent or deal sourcing is easy. You generally need a very large real estate network at play to make this work. You're also competing with letting agents and sales agents that are regulated and have a brand, and they're also easy to understand from a property owner's point of view, and most property owners won't be willing to entertain a rent-to-rent or lock up their property for you to have an option on that deal. I have seen some very successful rent-to-rent businesses work really well, where they get over 100 units, and with scale, their margins start to make sense. And rent-to-rent is a proven business model. It works for hotels. Even WeWork was a rent-to-rent office play. But a shift in a cycle or a change in regulations can bring a very profitable business to its knees in a matter of months in this space. And at the end of the day, you don't own any assets, so there's nothing there for you to sell on. Rent-to-rent or deal sourcing is more like creating a job, and you might be better off actually opening up a real estate agency if this is what you're more interested in. In my experience, people who do really well in property usually are full-time developers, professional landlords, investors, builders, or experts who work full-time in the industry, analysing deals every single day, waiting for the right opportunity. They live and breathe it. They negotiate aggressively. They know how to source deals off market, and they have scale and tax structures that work. This is worlds away from someone who's trying to juggle a rental on the side while also running a business or working 60 hours a week. It is possible to make good money in the property market, but if you're thinking about it as a side hustle, you need to ask yourself, what do you really want to get out of the property? Is it about wealth creation or building extra cash every single month? Are you chasing passive income or just another source of stress? These are important questions you need to ask yourself when you're getting into this industry. And also ask, can you make the same amount of money or same amount of return or even more freedom elsewhere? If it is something in terms of diversification and what you're looking for, I think you should be looking at perhaps partnering with people or looking more on the passive side where you're partnering with people who are actively involved in it every single day, especially if you are working 60 hours a week. Property can be a good side hustle, but it's not passive, it's not easy, and it's definitely not always a good use of your time and capital.